ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹ̀fọn aláwọ̀.
àti tó lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ló ṣọwọ́ ọkùnrin bá mẹ́rin tí ó mọ́.
It is 5 p.m. news on Sunsplash FM. I am Igbaifo Benita. Here are the top story news. Ado-Ekiti foul odor crisis. Residents nab river polluter in dramatic morning chase. IG6 Police Community Partnership to secure Nigeria. President Tinubu orders crisis response units for Nigerians in South Africa amid a xenophobic attack. Residents of Federal Housing around Summit Resort in Ado-Ekiti have apprehended a man who returned this morning to pour yet more highly offensive smelling substance into a local river, compounding the stench that had already distributed the community. The incident occurred on Thursday, 7th May 2026. The previous evening, the same man had poured a foul substance into the running river, leaving residents in the area with a sleepless night due to the overpowering odor. Alerted and monitoring the spot, residents spotted him around 8 a.m. driving a car without a rear plate number. He successfully poured additional rotten material into the same river before they gave chase and forced him to stop. A reporter from Ekiti News 24/7 who arrived at the scene appealed for calm and advocated a constructive approach to enable a thorough investigation. Police officers who responded to the situation took the suspect to Oke-Ila Police Division. Officials from the State Emergency Office and the Ministry of Environment were promptly informed. Fresh defections hit the House of Representatives on Thursday, as 5 lawmakers dumped the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party for the Nigeria Democratic Congress and the African Democratic Congress, amid growing political realignment ahead of the 2027 general elections. Among the defectors was the son of former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai Muhammad El-Rufai, who represents Kaduna North Federal Constituency. The former governor, once a key ally of Tinubu and a prominent APC figure, has in recent months openly accused the ruling party of abandoning internal democracy and sidelining loyal stakeholders. Also joining the NDC was Joshua Obika, representing Abaji Gwagwalada Kuje Kwali Federal Constituency of the Federal Capital Territory. The latest defections came barely days after 17 lawmakers reportedly aligned with the NDC, underscoring growing efforts by opposition politicians to build a coalition capable of challenging the APC in the 2027 elections. The development further altered the political composition of the House and fueled speculations that more defections may occur in the coming months as political consultations intensify ahead of the next election cycle. The House of Representatives have commenced moves to establish a comprehensive national framework for the control and regulation of alcohol consumption in Nigeria. In what lawmakers described as a major step toward addressing the growing social and public health consequences of substance abuse across the country. The proposed legislation, titled A Bill for an Act to Provide for the Control, Regulation and Reduction of Alcohol-Related Harm in Nigeria, is sponsored by the chairman of the House Ad hoc Committee on Drug Trafficking, Tobacco and Alcohol Abuse, Mr. Oluwatimileyin Adelegbe. Speaking in Abuja on Thursday, Adelegbe said the proposed law was designed to address rising concerns over alcohol abuse and its impact on public health, security, road safety, domestic violence, and youth development. The lawmaker explained that the proposed legislation followed extensive consultations with relevant stakeholders, including government agencies, public health experts, civil society, groups and industry operators. According to him, the bill is intended to strike a balance between public health concerns and the legitimate interests of manufacturers and distributors operating within the alcohol industry. The House of Representatives on Thursday constituted an ad hoc committee to investigate debt owed to the federal government by state actors, private entities and ministries, departments and agencies, appointing the member representing Obokun Oriade Federal Constituency of Osun State, Oluwole Oke, as chairman of the panel. The committee was inaugurated following the adoption of a motion moved at plenary by Salisu Yusuf and 5 other lawmakers. The panel is expected to examine outstanding liabilities owed to the federal government, identify debtors, assess recovery efforts by relevant agencies, and recommend measures for recovering the funds. Speaking on the motion, Yusuf expressed concern over Nigeria's growing debt burden and declining revenue profile, warning that failure to recover monies owed to the government was worsening the country's fiscal challenges. The House investigation is expected to draw attention to the scale of uncollected public funds and could trigger fresh scrutiny of revenue-generating agencies and organizations handling government assets and remittances. President Bola Tinubu has directed the Nigerian missions in South Africa to immediately establish a crisis notification unit for Nigerians affected by the recent xenophobic attacks and anti-foreigner sentiment in the country. The directive was disclosed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, following a telephone conversation with South Africa's Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Ronald Lamola. Odumegu Ojukwu added that Nigerians living in South Africa have also been advised to promptly contact South African security authorities whenever they face threat of dangerous situations. The Inspector General of Police, Tunji Disu, on Thursday said that effective security in Nigeria can only be achieved through strong collaboration between the police and communities. The IG, represented by the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of logistics and supply, DIG Kenechukwu Omumelie, stated this during the 42nd anniversary celebration of the Police Community Relations Committee held in Abuja. Speaking on the theme, 42 years of PCRC, a legacy of service, a future of safe communities, the police boss described the PCRC as one of the enduring pillars of community-oriented policing in Nigeria. The IGP noted that the future of policing and national security would depend on deeper collaboration, smarter engagement, and stronger community participation. He said the Nigeria police force remained committed to a policing model that is proactive, intelligence-driven, technology-enabled and community-rooted. Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, Prof. Usman Yusuf, has recounted what former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi did to Northerners when he was in Anambra State Government. Speaking during an interview, Yusuf said Obi sent Northerners out of Anambra as governor. He also alleged that Obi made Northerners staying in Anambra at the time to have identity cards. He even made them have an ID card, their names, where they are from and their occupations. In this Nigeria that we live, he will come and explain to us. It is the same Kwankwaso that had to fly to Accra and sit with him and say, "Be careful, I have more Igbos in Kano living in peace than there are Northerners throughout the southeast," Yusuf said. The Nigerian Senate has reversed the amendment of its standing orders. The development is expected to reignite the race for leadership roles in the 11th National Assembly. The amendment of the Senate standing orders has restricted eligibility for the principal offices to ranking senators, blocking new entrants from positions such as Senate President and others. The reversal followed a motion sponsored by Senate leader Okpeyemi Bamidele and adopted under the supervision of Deputy Senate President Jubril Baro. Under the amended standing orders, only senators who had served 2 terms were eligible to contest for principal offices, and one of the 2 terms had to be the immediate term preceding the nomination. With the reversal, senators who were previously blocked from contesting for the Senate presidency and other principal offices now qualify for the positions. This comes after a clash between Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Senator Adams Oshiomhole over the interpretation of the amended standing rules. And that's the news at this hour. Thank you for listening. I am Igbaifa Benita.
Sunsplash, Biti, Itoson, Tintasikiti, on the hills of Efwalayi, on the vibrant waves, Efwalayi, Lawawa, Tatindabiaru, Taro.